and Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. Venture into the powerful and heartbreaking narrative of The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, which offers readers a glimpse into the life of a young Jewish girl and her family as they hide from the Nazi regime during World War II. The diary conveys the heartrending experiences of Anne as she goes through various emotions, from the perils of the anti-Jewish laws to teenage insecurities and the struggle for dignity and survival. Through Anne's words, we gain insight into the relationships and challenges faced by those living in hiding during a tumultuous period of history. This book summary brings to light a truly inspiring and captivating story, capturing not only the horrors of war, but also the strength and resilience of human spirit.
Anne Frank's Diary, a tale of isolation, despair, and hope. Anne Frank's diary is a moving personal account of a young girl's life during the horrific persecution of Jewish people by the Nazis in World War II. She documents everyday moments alongside her innermost thoughts and fears, capturing what life was like for her family as they were forced into hiding in Amsterdam. On her 13th birthday, Anne Frank received a diary in which she recorded her deepest secrets and thoughts. She writes about her family's secular life before going into hiding, expressing gratitude for the humble tokens of love gifted to her by her parents. However, she also acknowledges how spoiled she felt because of the love and attention shown to her. Her early entries show a girl preoccupied with friends, school, grades, and boys like any other teenager. But as the Nazis' anti-Jewish laws intensified and Hitler's presence loomed menacingly over Amsterdam, Anne's diary reveals a different side of her. She writes about feeling lonely and her inability to share her thoughts with anyone. She grapples with the harsh laws imposed on her people, making it impossible to lead normal lives. She bemoans the scarcity of food and the restriction on movement, while fighting to maintain a semblance of normalcy in her life. The family's fortunes changed on July 5, 1942, when Anne's sister received a call-up notice for concentration camp. With their backs against the wall, the family quickly went into hiding in a building where her father worked. For the next 2 years until their discovery in 1944, Anne writes openly and intimately about the challenges the family faced living in such close quarters, the strain on relationships, the scarcity of resources, and the danger of being discovered. Yet, through it all, she retains her hope and optimism for a better future. Anne's diary not only tells the story of one girl's fight for survival but reflects the world's intolerance and injustice. It is a touching reminder of the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity and stands as a testament to the survival of the human race in the most extreme conditions. The Secret Annex, Life in Hiding. Joining the Franks in the secret annex were the Van Dons, a family of 3. A select few employees of Opetka knew about the annex and helped bring in supplies and check in on the families. The living conditions were not ideal, with strict rules and limited space. The fear of discovery was constant. Life in the annex. Anne Frank, her family, and the Van Dons lived in a small annex with little privacy, leading to tensions between family members and the new additions. Anne found solace in writing in her diary, as she felt that her family constantly underestimated and treated her unfairly. The Van Dons had their own issues, with Mr. and Mrs. Van Don constantly bickering, and Mrs. Van Don clashing with Mrs. Frank over modern parenting methods. Despite the challenges, the two families initially merged seamlessly, but tensions continued to rise as they lived together in the confined space. Living in uncertainty. In the midst of hiding, the annex residents faced daily uncertainties with food and health. With limited resources and the need to rely on black market items, they navigated their precarious situation. Illnesses were cause for concern, and medicine was a precious commodity. Food was often unvarying and unpredictable, with an abundance of one ingredient becoming the feature of every meal. Despite the challenges, birthdays and holidays were exceptions where they could indulge a little. However, even obtaining food came with risks such as loud noises and the fear of being discovered. Room for one more. In this section of the book, The Secret Annex, the Franks and the Van Dons decide to make room for one more person, and they choose a dentist named Albert Dussel. However, Dussel turns out to be a disciplinarian and lecturer who reports Anne's bad behavior to Mrs. Frank. Anne feels guilty about laughing and tries not to be overwhelmed by her anxieties about the fate of her friends and family who have been taken away by the SS. Despite the challenges, there are some bright moments like Hanukkah and St. Nicholas Day approaching. Life in hiding. The Annex residents lived in constant fear of burglars and discovery as break-ins became more common in Amsterdam during World War II. Anne coped with the tension by writing stories and nurturing her dream of becoming a journalist to make a difference in the world. Despite the challenges of living in hiding, she was determined to use her writing as a tool for self-expression and impact. Anne's evolving thoughts and relationship. Anne Frank's diary reveals her maturing character as she reflects on her approach to life while hiding in the secret annex. Anne's diary chronicles her evolution, including her changing relationship with Peter, a boy who captured her heart. From small conversations to their first kiss, Anne's diary shows the gradual blossoming of their relationship. Anne's longing for self-improvement. Anne Frank, during her time in the secret annex, had a thirst for knowledge and a longing to go back to school. She kept up with her studies, including learning French, English, and algebra. Anne had a particular interest in history, and she even read lengthy books on Charles V and Galileo. As spirits were high due to the Allied invasion on D-Day, Anne celebrated her 15th birthday. Still, things with Peter were leveling off, and she was discouraged by his laziness and lack of determination. Anne saw herself as split into two halves, a light-hearted Anne and a deeper, better Anne. She was determined to bring her best self outward. Unfortunately, her diary ends abruptly on August 1, 1944, on this moment of self-reflection. On August 4, 1944, SS officers arrested everyone in the secret annex, except for the two secretaries who had been helping the families. Anne Frank's legacy. Miep Gies saved Anne's diary from the secret annex after everyone was taken away. Anne and her sister Margot died of typhus at the Bergen-Belsen camp. The only survivor was Otto Frank, Anne's father, who received her diary from Miep Gies. Otto didn't plan to make the diary public until he realized it was Anne's dream to publish it. The diary was first published in 1947 and has inspired generations of people all over the world to fight for human rights.
As the pages of Anne Frank's Diary of a Young Girl come to a close, we find ourselves deeply affected by her story and witness to the tragic loss of her life at the hands of the Nazis. Through the accounts of her daily experiences, we journey with Anne and the other residents of the secret annex as they navigate the hardship, persecution, and constant uncertainty of the war months. Though her life was tragically cut short, her words continue to inspire and move readers to this day. Ultimately, the overarching message of the book serves as a reminder of the strength and resilience of the human spirit, even in the darkest of times, as well as an encouragement to stand against the atrocities of war and fight for human rights.